right. The more you know with Mac. That's what we need is a rainbow. All right, guys. So we visited, if you were able to tune in yesterday, with Stephanie Sasser, who is battling cancer. She's just an amazing person in the community who is raising awareness, and she recently had her eyebrows tattooed, which is amazing because, as we all know, losing your hair is a repercussion of getting chemotherapy, radiation. Sometimes it's taking medication or having something like tricha something or alopecia. So a big trend right now is getting cosmetic tattooing, whether it be your eyebrows, your lips, your eyeliner. There's all different kinds of ways to do it, and there's a lot of people out there who offer this service, but are you choosing the right one? So maybe it's something you've done already, maybe it's something you've been considering it because it is very popular and you're seeing it everywhere. Well, we went out and did our research. We visited a local professional cosmetic tattoo artist, and she shared a few tips on things you want to look out for, also the benefits and the precautions you need to take when considering eyebrow tattooing or any type of cosmetic tattooing. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm here with Tina Lane. She is our cosmetic tattoo expert, and she's going to give us some pointers if you're considering having any cosmetic tattooing done. She will explain the benefits and also some of the precautions you might want to take when considering having this done. Thank you, Tina, for joining me.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So tell me a little bit about your experience with cosmetic tattooing. How long have you been doing it? How did you get into it?
So I've actually been in the field of tattooing for a number of years, but focusing primarily on cosmetic for the past 5 years.
Okay. And what inspired you to start cosmetic tattooing? It's a very unique industry to be in.
It is. It was my father's diagnosis with cancer.
Okay.
So it started off as a medical need, and then the beautification aspect of it just continued to flourish, and just here I am.
Wow, well,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful background story to share with everyone. Talk about a passion for
Yes.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, and this is a service that a lot of people, and we're talking about cosmetic tattooing, which can cover tell me about some of the different cosmetic tattooing things.
Well, there's a broad range in them. First and foremost, brows. Everybody's talking about brows, and even with just the eyebrows, though, there's multiple techniques. You could do microblading, micro shading, combination, nano strokes, powdered, ombre.
All
so
different kinds.
there's so many different kinds, and so to walk into a studio and say, I want my eyebrows tattooed, you yourself need to know exactly what you want so that you can articulate that to your artist.
Yes.
Your artist should also be able to articulate back to you exactly which procedure would be proper for you based on lifestyle, skin type, maturity, density.
I am a new customer. I saw everything about microblading on Instagram, and now I want it done. What are the first steps I need to take to pursue this procedure?
Seek out a consultation, and I would encourage you to go to multiple consultations with multiple artists. Go to as many as you feel like you need to go to until you have enough information to make a decision. The only way to make a good decision is if you're making an informed decision.
Okay.
So if you feel like you're being rushed through a consultation, they don't deserve to be your artist. If you feel like you ask a question and they answer it in a condescending tone, or they look at you like that's a flippant question, why are you wasting my time? They probably don't know the answer, or they're just not interested in spending that time with you. So they don't deserve to have yours as a client.
And what about a group? I found a Groupon for a great deal on microblading, only $99. Should I go there?
I mean, it's your choice. I wouldn't encourage it. The truth is we're all on a budget, every one of us. They're all just varying budgets. So if I want something, I need to be mindful of it, and I plan accordingly. So if you see something that is $99 and you know it's going to be semi-permanent on your face, you cannot put a good pair of jeans on and walk out for the weekend. It just doesn't work that way. So there is a huge influx of cosmetic removal.
Yes.
I see it every day. Every day I see it, and it's a result of poor application. So a lot of times that's not necessarily a client's fault. They're not necessarily looking for the cheapest deal. They're going to somebody and trusting what that somebody is saying. And so that's why I encourage more than one consultation. You need to know what you're getting yourself into. And that also needs to be your responsibility.
Yes.
You cannot walk into some facility and expect for them to give you the golden ticket. You owe yourself that.
what are some no-nos and what are some things that I do want to keep an eye
So
out for?
first and foremost, if you're going into a studio for your application, if they are hold up, if they're not a completely disposable studio, then they need to have an autoclave. The autoclave is the exact same measure that is used at a hospital, at a dentist's office. It's a medical grade piece of equipment. So if they're not a completely disposable studio, then they need to have that. If they are a completely disposable studio, you're safe. In this instance, we're talking about doing some eyebrows. And so I'm opening up a blade. In this instance, we're just using, there are multiple blades, there are multiple numbers, shapes, and sizes, and so in this instance, this would be a 14. So that's very large. That is very, well, it looks tiny, but it's actually, it looks tiny, but it's actually, there's 14 needles there, cut on a diagonal, and so that would make it a 14 blade. So this would be an instance that you would use this for somebody who was younger, and who had hair. Okay. So if a 50-year-old woman came to me and wanted her eyebrows done, that would be detrimental to her skin.
Interesting.
It would, her skin's too thin. Okay. So somebody's right 20 and they have brow hair, but it's just a little bit sparse maybe, that would be a good tool to use for them.
Well, thank you for taking the time to talk with us today and share your expertise with our viewers. I'm sure they appreciate it. So guys, if you love this segment and you want to hear more, make sure you hit up our Facebook page and ask for more Tina! We want more Tina! Thank you, Tina. You go, girl.
Thank you. Awesome.
Love it.
Yes, y'all talked about so much information. What is something that you took away from that interview?
You know, it really is something that I've seen everywhere, and I get tired of filling in my eyebrows, and I've seen so many people do it. I'm like, I want to give it a shot. And she really educated me on how important it is to be educated, to understand that there are so many different ways to go about it, and that it's important, just like when you're looking for a counselor or for a doctor, you need to do your research and basically interview different people to do the service on you. So I loved how informative she was.
Oh, it definitely was. And I knew nothing about eyebrow tattooing until this segment.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot more to
if it takes away from you getting ready in the mornings and applying whatever you use for your eyebrows, then that's definitely something to consider. Absolutely.
Exactly. So we hope that you guys learned a thing or two out there. I know a lot of you might be considering it, and I had no idea that it depends on your age, your lifestyle, all different types of things because of the elasticity of your skin, how often you're in the sun, and then there's a healing process to it as well. So we look forward to visiting with Tina again in the future to learn more about cosmetic tattooing. I think it's a great topic that we all need to know about so we don't make the mistake of, you know, letting somebody who's not qualified put something semi-permanent on our face. It's a big step, so you have to be very smart with that. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. We've got some warriors coming up next with Mac. You'll learn more in just a few. Stick around. It's Coastal Living.
You're watching Coastal Living on KZTV, the only lifestyle show made in the Coastal Bend for the Coastal Bend.
Don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.